The trade deadline's almost here, one of the most exciting parts of the entire NFL season, and we have a ton of teams trying to become contenders. Today we're going to be predicting every single player that's going to get moved. Let's go. First up, we got Jaylen Waddle. Where do you think he's going to go?
This one's a difficult one. He's being very, very much linked to the Giants. It's been all the talk for the last day. I know a lot of Chiefs people think the Chiefs are going to get him, but with Rasheed Rice coming back, I really don't see that happening. Plus, he's pretty redundant in their skill sets where they have Worthy, they have Hollywood Brown, these guys that are supposed to stretch the field and aren't very big. If they wanted to get a receiver, they'd get one of a different skill set, so I don't see that as a possibility.
Physical receiver, maybe?
Yeah, definitely. But the Steelers also make some sense, but he's kind of like a supercharged Calvin Austin, He's already their second best receiver. It'd be kind of weird to get another guy like that. So I think the Giants do make the most sense. In the end, I don't think he's going to get moved, personally.
I actually don't think the Giants make that much sense. They're calling about everybody. They want to get their hands on anyone they can. But I don't think they want to be... So I was looking at Jaylen Waddle's contract. He won't be paid for this year or next year. He's still on his rookie deal, I think, maybe. Or, he's only getting paid $1 million. So whatever that is. And then... After that, he gets paid $25 and $26 for 2 years. In those 2 years, I don't think the Giants want to pay him that because they have neighbors that they're going to have to sign around that time. So I don't think they're going to want to have to do that. And I don't think they're necessarily looking for a long-term answer. I think they're looking for a short-term one.
Yeah.
So I actually think the Steelers does make sense. But I did go with the Broncos, and I have a specific reason for that.
Oh, boy.
The Broncos have the cap room now. We're not worried about that as of right now. Without his contract would end around when we had to pay Knicks, and then I think that we've been linked to him from Broncos insiders. I've seen a bunch of stuff talking about how we're linked to him, and we get a lot of the Broncos fans always talk about, we could go after this guy, but we never actually get linked to people. But Surtain's commenting on his IG post and stuff, so maybe we want him. I think he makes some sense for our offense. He could really help out our offense. And I could see us making that type of move. I've seen us been linked to other people, and I don't think it makes any sense, but this is a player that I could actually see us going after.
I mean, I don't really see that at all. I mean, I just don't see why the Broncos would want to do that. You said his contract expires right when you have to pay Knicks. So what, best case scenario, you have a really good receiver that you have to pay at the exact same time as your franchise quarterback? That's not good.
Yeah, I mean, it would be good if he was good, and we could extend him before that.
I also think he's a bit overrated. I think he would be an ideal, too. In my opinion.
He's definitely overrated, but he's actually been really solid this year despite how bad their situation's been. With how bad Tua's been, him having a better year than last year exponentially is a very good sign, I think. And, we were very loud on Jaylen Waddle hate last year because he had, 750 yards. People loved him for no reason. This year he's already got 400. He's playing a lot better than he did. And again, Tua is playing so bad, so the fact that he's able to get anything is good. It's a great sign. And I think that him I don't think he's what you want as your number one, obviously. That's not what I'm saying. But I think him and Sutton could make a good duo for sure. I think that's a good duo. You have one really physical guy, and you got a guy that stretches the field and can run all the routes around him. I think that's a really good combo. They complement each other perfectly. So I think it's just someone they could go out and want, as Mims hasn't been as good as I think they were hoping for.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I just don't think it makes too much sense for any team. But
I think he's definitely getting moved.
You do?
I feel very confident he's going to get moved.
Interesting. Yeah, I think he'll be one of the ones the guys the Dolphins don't want to move off of.
I could see that too, but just with how much of a rebuild they clearly have to go in, I think they're going to try to move everyone.
They should have tried to move him before they signed him to that ridiculous contract.
I looked at it. It's not even that bad. He's only getting paid 2 of the years. He's getting paid 8, 11, and then he has got 2 really expensive years, and then he's got $6 million and $3 million in void.
What's his expensive years? No.
33 and 37.
Yeah, that's completely different. Okay, that makes way more sense. I was like, where did that money go? I thought it had
No, but that's only 2 years of being paid, is my point. Which is not that bad at all.
It's pretty bad when you consider when you get to that $37 million year, you're pushing that money back again, and you're going to be paying him extra.
You're not pushing that money back. You're paying it 37 that year.
No one does that.
Why wouldn't you?
That'd be a top 10 cap hit this year.
Oh,
Every contract is pushed back. He's not making all that in that year.
I actually don't think the contract is as bad as I originally thought, though. I thought it was 4 years of 28 mil every year.
I'm pretty sure that's what it equates. It's something like that.
So, I don't know. But, anyway, we should probably move off
of
Jaylen
Waddle. Definitely should.
Okay, Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah.
Who you got?
Oh, actually, Jaylen Waddle's trade value I have as a second for a fifth swap.
Interesting. That's a weird...
Yeah, I was kind of thinking, I don't think he'd be going for a second with this contract. But also a third seemed too low, so something like that. Anyway, Trey Hendrickson. There's a lot of teams that should be interested in Trey Hendrickson who need a boost in pass rush. Mm-hmm. His contract's up after this year. So he could just be going for a rental price, which is why I have a third-round pick for him. I think it's going to be difficult to sell a 32-year-old pass rusher or whatever who's getting paid a lot of money and who's going to want a big contract. I think the Lions make sense. I know a lot of people really like their pass rush. It hasn't been that good aside from Aiden Hutchinson from a pressure standpoint. He's like aside from Aiden Hutchinson,
they've
obviously.
had one of the best pressure rates and the best sack rates in the NFL.
It's all Hutchinson.
I guess that's enough because it's the top 3.
Yeah, but they should try to. I think this is a move that they should try to make.
I mean, maybe just stay in the top 3. They're not beating the Broncos pass rush. So
I mean, they
maybe
could
move up to 2.
They could.
No,
move
they
up
could
to
not.
one. They definitely could.
No, they could not. We're literally on historic pace.
Okay, they could be on historic pace. Trey Hendrickson's really good.
Yeah, he hasn't even been that good this year, by the way. It's been much worse than last year.
And then you got the Patriots, I think makes sense. They're starting Caleb Von Chason, and Landry's been fine, especially in the pass rush department. He's not a good run defender, but I don't really care about that when you're such a good pass rusher. But they do need a guy opposite of him, and Keon White has not been good. And teaser, he might be later in the video. Very, very important player, obviously.
Yeah.
Not really. But then you got the Commanders also. They need someone opposite Dorrance Armstrong. They're playing Preston Smith right now, so that's a problem.
Fire.
In 2025.
Yeah. What a player he is.
I think he was the Steelers' 5th string edge last year.
So who do you have? Who is your prediction?
I think my prediction. I think he feels like a Commander just because they made that move for Lattimore. Seems somewhat similar.
Yeah.
Their whole team's super old, so I think it would make sense. But I could also see all these other teams.
I put Commanders as mine. I think that, like you said, he kind of feels like a Commander. But I also think the Commanders think they're contenders for some stupid reason. They think they have to keep piling old players on because they are contenders. And so this is a guy they're going to go out and get. But also, even though on paper they need an edge rusher, I think that they might look at their season so far and be like, our pass rush has actually been pretty solid compared to the rest of this defense for sure.
Armstrong's been pretty good.
So I don't know. Maybe they don't want to. But I think that if they do, they'll be the team that's bidding the most for him. It just depends if they think their pass rush is good enough or not. So we will see. But Jaylen Phillips is next.
Similar teams. I think I have the Ravens in here as well, just because, I don't know, it's kind of weird. They traded away Owe. That was kind of weird. But they don't have any great pass rushers. Mike Green's a guy that they want to develop, but he's not that great right now.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Van Noy's their other edge rusher, and he's 35, and he really only gets sacks.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they need to make a move for someone, and this makes sense. But he's kind of a weird player. He's been really good, but then he's always hurt. Every year he gets hurt with even major injuries. Mm-hmm. So I think that definitely lowers his value. I think it's only a 3rd-round pick, and I think he's got a lot of upside. So I think all these teams should do it.
I put the 49ers as my team.
Interesting.
I think the 49ers are making a move for an edge rusher no matter what. It just depends who it is. I have another team on here where I put the 49ers. I think is it feels like a lock to me. He just feels like a 49er guy. But Phillips was a weird one because I feel like it makes sense for him to get moved, but it doesn't make I don't feel like any of the teams are he doesn't feel like he's going to any of those teams. If that makes sense. You know when you get vibes from players what team they're going to go to. I just don't get that with him at all for any team. So I just went with the 49ers because I think that they've been good this season. They want to compete. And they know that their edge rushers need to get better, and they could also develop him while it's also a win now move, and that's kind of a thing you don't get that often. So I think that they would want someone like him, and that's a pretty good spot to go to for an edge rusher.
Yeah, I think I'm going to predict the Ravens. They haven't really been linked to edge rushers, but I just like to see them make this move.
Yeah.
And it's going to be pretty cheap to do so, to boost the pass rush. And he's also a future option.
Mm-hmm. All right, who you got for Chris Olave?
This one's difficult. Again, he's being linked to the Giants. The Steelers and the Patriots are the other ones I wrote down. You can definitely see him going to either of those spots. I think in the end, I'm going to go with the Patriots. They might want to make a move for their young quarterback who's playing really well. I think his value is going to be a lot higher than most people might think. I have a 2nd-round pick down. It's a bit steep. Yeah. I do think I'd rather have him than Jaylen Waddle, though. And I think he should have a much higher price. He should be much harder to get than Jaylen Waddle.
Without the contract, it's not close. I would have Waddle.
I think it's close without the contract.
Waddle's was really good for 2 years. He had a really bad year last year and was still overrated, so we didn't like that. And this year, he's being good again.
Chris Olave has been really good his whole career, except for being hurt. And then this year, he hasn't been that great.
He's super injury prone. This year, he hasn't been great.
Yeah,
so that's not a sign for a recipe for success. Recency bias is a thing, and it's gonna come into play. And I think that being better now is a big thing they're going to look at when they're trading at the
Olave's
deadline.
like 2. Is he 2 or only maybe 1 or 2 years younger than Waddle?
It's close, yeah. He came out the year after.
Oh, the year after, so it's probably only 1.
But I think so. He came out 22, right?
Also, I like his skill set more. He's more of a route runner, can get separation.
I mean, yeah, but like, it just depends what you need more.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy who's going to be, or I think could easily be a 1. I don't think Jaylen Waddle's ever a guy who I want to be my 1.
I mean, what I've seen from Chris Olave this year, I'd have him as my 2, but I mean,
I don't think this is who he is, though.
Obviously, it's not. Well, I think Waddle's not hit his ceiling either, based on what we've seen from him. But we'll see. I think that I trust the Steelers. I think that they need a second receiver really badly. Mm-hmm. Their offense has actually been pretty solid this season, but it's no thanks to their second receiver. It's just non-existent, and he would complement DK pretty decently. And I think that they need a skill set like that on the team. They don't have it anywhere, so definitely would want to go out and get him. The reason I didn't pick the Patriots because I think that they're looking for something particular, and I think that I think that they can get that with someone else on this list that we have. So I saved them for a different guy.
Interesting.
We got Russ next, though. This is a guy I'm not so sure is getting traded, but
yeah, I don't know. What's his contract? Like how many years? Is it just 1?
No, it's just 1.
It's just 1. So it's just kind of a weird one here. I put the Vikings. Yeah. They're the only team I can think of that would really want a quarterback.
The only team.
They've been saying they've been getting calls about him, so there's definitely at least one team interested.
And it has to be the Vikings because no other team's interested in him unless they're looking for a backup to compete with, I guess. Maybe the Ravens, actually, now that I'm sitting here. Maybe they're like,
I thought about it, but they're too late on it because now Lamar's coming back.
Yeah, that's true.
They should have done it before.
Maybe they called them earlier and then decided not to, and that you're like, everyone's calling us, make sure you get them fast. So, I mean, that could actually be a thing. But I think that if Russ gets moved, it's got to be the Vikings. I don't see him really getting traded anywhere else.
Yeah, I mean, they clearly don't want to play JJ McCarthy, and Carson Wentz is not a starter.
Yeah. So. I mean, I don't know if Russ is anymore either, but...
More of a starter than Carson Wentz.
That's a low bar. Alvin Kamara, though, is a guy I can actually see getting traded. And I think that we're going to have the same one here, I'd assume.
I ended up going with the Chiefs.
I did as well.
Yeah, we did in the last one, or at least I did. He just feels like a Chief to me, and they want a pass-catching back. They want to be this pass-heavy offense, and he's a better rusher than they have on their team right now. That's kind of sad. He's not a good rusher at all, but still better. He kind of does what Brashard Smith does, but they're not willing to use Brashard Smith for whatever reason. And he can mentor Brashard Smith. I think it just makes sense. And it's going to be super cheap, probably like a 6th and 7th swap, which is what I have.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to a Chiefs fan. Maybe he'll pull up in the comments if you see this comment and clarify this. But I'm pretty sure he was saying something about how Andy Reid historically, all his time watching the Chiefs, he doesn't ever use rookies until like week 8 or something. We haven't gotten there yet. So he's like, I'm hoping Brashard Smith gets used after that. That's the only reason I wouldn't see Kamara getting traded. They're planning to use Brashard because they're very similar skill sets. Like you said, like there's just no point bringing Kamara in if you're trying to play him because he would just take away every snap that he would play. They would play the same snaps. So I could see them going at, if Breece is available, I think that would make some sense. Get Breece as like your rusher, and Breece is a good receiving back, but he's like, you want Brashard to play and a good split type thing, or maybe you can find a power rusher on the market. Maybe you go after that. But I think if they're not planning to use Brashard Smith, then Kamara just feels like a Chief. Like Kamara feels like the Chief skill set for sure. Yeah. Maybe it's because he's got the long hair come out the helmet like Pacheco and Kareem Hunt. Maybe that's just
it'd be so hard to tell who's rushing.
It'd be so hard. All right, Mark Andrews is next though. Maybe staying in division.
Yeah, this one's tough. I wrote down the Chargers and the Jaguars. It's hard to find teams that need a tight end that are competing because most good teams have tight ends for whatever reason. The Chargers, like Oronde Gadsden, I thought he would be good. He's been pretty good for a rookie tight end who's picked in the 5th round, but maybe I think he's their future at tight end. But for the next year or two, maybe they want a guy like Mark Andrews. And then the Jaguars, Brenton Strange is not that good, and he's hurt, so you might want another weapon for Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I mean, those are the only 2 teams that can think of that think they're contenders and want tight ends, right? And so I look at we have another tight end upcoming on the list later. So looking at those 2, the one upcoming later just feels like a Jag. I'll tell you that right now. So like when we get there, he's going to the Jags. That's what I have. And so that leaves the Chargers. And Mark Andrews low key kind of feels like a Charger too. So I end up going with the Chargers. He feels like a Harbaugh guy. Like, he just kind of feels like a Harbaugh guy.
Because he used to be with his brother, or like he is right now?
No, it just feels like he doesn't feel like a John Harbaugh guy, though. He feels like a Jim Harbaugh guy.
I mean, he's not that good of a blocker, so.
I mean, he's better than the other guy upcoming, so, by a lot, and it's not close, so. But I think Mark Andrews kind of feels like a Charger, so I went with the Chargers.
Yeah, me as well.
Cam Jordan's next, though.
This is a guy, if you need pass rush help, he's going to be so cheap, and he's going to be somewhat useful.
Yeah.
So I think he's a good guy to get after for these contending teams. I wrote down the Lions, Niners, Commanders, and Ravens. Any of those teams I think would be smart to get a guy like him.
I don't think the Commanders will be smart to do that.
Why not?
Because they're not contenders.
Okay, but this is like an easy move. It's not going to cost anything.
I mean,
except his contract.
And your best part of your defense, I think that like it's not really going to be that much of an upgrade, and he's old. Like, you're adding more old people to this roster. I just don't see like why the Commanders should make it. However, I predicted the Commanders to make it. I think the Commanders do make it. I think it's a really bad move, but he feels like this is like the one I feel the most about. This is he is a commander. Like, he just feels like a commander. Maybe it's because like the Chase Young thing. I don't know. Maybe. He just feels like a commander to me. And so I predicted the Commanders. I think they will make this move. This is one I feel kind of confident in. I just don't think it's smart. Mm-hmm. And obviously I predicted the Commanders to get Trey Hendrickson. If they get Hendrickson, they're obviously not going to make this move. But if they don't, I think this is who they go after.
Yeah, I think this makes sense for the Niners, which is my prediction, just because Bosa's coming back after this year. You don't necessarily need a long-term solution. And Cam Jordan, I mean, he'd be their best edge rusher right now, no?
Yeah, he would.
I feel like he is. So, yeah, definitely be good.
The reason I didn't go Niners because I feel like they go after younger pass rushers, tend to more than old ones. They like to take those young guys, take a risk on them when they need a pass rusher. But, they really do need an answer right now, so maybe they may change that up a little bit. Next, we got Riq Woolen, though.
Yeah, for the teams, I got Commanders, Bills, Colts. I ended up going with the Colts. I think they make the most sense. Their GM loves athletic players, and he's super athletic, and they've had so many injuries to corners. I don't remember exactly how severe Travarius Ward's was.
He just got hurt again, didn't he, at warm-ups?
Yeah, warm-ups. That was kind of weird. They had like 5 players get hurt during the warm-ups.
That was a concussion, I think.
Oh, okay. But Jalen Jones is hurt. Who's the other guy that got hurt? They had 2 corners that got hurt.
Injuries.
At least 2 corners that got hurt who were starting.
Xavier Howard retired.
Oh, wow, what a big loss. But he was playing. He was starting for them. Yeah. So they need another corner. And Riq Woolen would instantly slot it and be a guy they like.
I also put the Colts. I think that there's a good possibility there. And also there's kind of like, with all these injuries, maybe, and we're playing well, maybe we just throw a guy in there who's athletic, can do something, knows how to play the position, and maybe he works out and, becomes a way better player than he has been this year. We've seen potential from Riq Woolen in the past. So maybe we get some of that and we can develop him. So maybe it's like this improves our team because of all these injuries. And on top of that, we can also try to get somewhat of a development piece. So I think it makes perfect sense for them. Mm-hmm. Rasheed Shaheed is next. This is who I have the Patriots getting because I think that they need a deep threat. Talking to McKay before the recording, he thinks that their deep threat was Kayshon Boutte.
That's what the announcer was saying.
If that's your deep threat, you need a new deep threat. So.
I mean, Kayshon Boutte can be a deep threat. Damari Douglas can stretch the field. They have guys, and Diggs can too. Diggs has been
every
doing
receiver
that.
in the league can stretch.
Yes, they've just been kind of rotating people.
Right, but you want an actual deep threat on your team is my point. You know what I'm saying? Like someone that's actually a deep threat. Shaheed is the actual deep threat that they would need. I don't think it'd be that pricey. And
pretty cheap.
Drake May has shown he wants to throw the ball deep. Maybe get him a guy that can let him do that. Chris Olave, you brought him up earlier. I just feel like he is Stephon Diggs, but like 10 times younger.
Yeah.
And they've liked what they've seen from Diggs, I think. The last few weeks he's been good. And they like him they definitely did like him at some point. They brought him in for a reason.
Yeah.
I think they don't want to copy up, double down on that play type, maybe bring in a deep threat so Drake May can stretch the field, continue to develop. You've got that safety blanket guy and the great route runner while you've got also a deep threat. I think it makes perfect sense for the Patriots.
Yeah, Shaheed was a bit of a weird one. You got to find a team that does need that field stretcher. I went with the Titans, which is a bit weird. I just think that they want to stretch the field. Their field's super congested without a deep threat. At this point, Calvin Ridley kind of sucks, and he's not really a deep threat. He used to be pretty good at that, and then Ian Maynard's a possession guy. He's not stretching the field. Jameer Dike can't really get on the field on offense too much. He's more of a return man. Yeah, so I think it makes sense for them if they want to further development of Cam Ward, let him show off his deep ball, and it's super cheap, as you said. So
I don't love that pick, I'm going to be honest, but maybe it happens. I don't think teams that are competing to be the worst in the NFL should ever make a trade.
Yeah, well, this is like helping your young quarterback, so I think it's different.
I don't know if it's really helping that much. Like, yeah, you get him the chance to throw it deep, but, like, is that really what he needs right now?
Maybe.
He can't complete a pass. He's 50% completion percentage. He's got more picks than touchdowns, and he's getting sacked more than anyone else in the league. I don't think their worry is him throwing it deep. You know what I'm saying? I think
they need someone to stretch the field.
Yeah, I think that the big reason they're not able to stretch the field is because of their quarterback. So
okay, you're just a hater.
Or you guys just don't watch Cam Ward, and I won't admit that he's not good. David Njoku's next, though. Mm-hmm. This is the guy I was talking about, Jag. He is a Jaguar, bro. Like, he just feels like a Jaguar.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that confident in it, but he'd be a little bit cheaper, in my opinion, than Mark Andrews to acquire. And I don't know what his contract's like. I'd assume he only has, like, 1 year left. He's getting older, but it's definitely a solution for this year. And Trevor Lawrence this year has loved to throw it at the tight end, and not his amazing receivers. So they probably want to get him another tight end.
Like, what am I saying? Oh, if David Njoku gets moved, I think he goes to the Jags. However, I'm not. So the thing I'm not confident is if he gets moved. Mm-hmm. But if he does, I'm so confident it's the Jags. Yeah. So
I mean, Fannon's played better than him this year. So
they've been wanting to get him Fannon more involved too. Adonai Mitchell is next. This was a weird one for me. I felt like it was a little strange.
I mean, I think I've been very impressed with what I've seen from him this year. Aside from his mental mistakes, which you can fix. But the drop at the 1 yard line led to him getting 10 snaps the next week, all in garbage time. Then ever since, just inactive. He's been pushed down their receiving depth chart. They're really done with him, it feels like. And he's always had these mental errors. Even in his first year, everything always seemed to go a little bit wrong on all of his plays. He'd be wide open, the quarterback would miss him. He'd run the wrong route, the quarterback would throw a pick. All this stuff kept happening, and it's just continued to happen. But he's shown a lot of upside, so I think a team should definitely try to get him.
I think that they don't want to trade him. I don't think it makes sense to want to trade him. You've said they've been done with him. I think it actually makes some sense. If you'll keep bringing up how he keeps having these mental errors, one that lost him a game this season after he made an incredible play. Like, he's clearly got this potential. I don't think it's a bad coaching decision at all. Like, hey, we're playing well, and you're like, you held us back for a whole game. Like, you've had these mental errors your entire career. Sit on the bench. Like, you need to learn not to make these mental mistakes. You've got to fix this because it's been a whole year we're trying to get you to fix these mental errors, and you haven't done it yet. Show them that, like, hey, you're not going to play if you're not going to fix these mental errors. That can click in some players' brains. And after that, you kind of deserve to sit on the bench. Like, you lost him a whole game, an important game at that. I don't think it's a bad coaching decision. Obviously, a lot of people think it's because they're trying to trade him. What is he, 23? I don't get why you'd want to trade him, especially when he's shown a lot of potential. If he gets traded, that's a different story. But I just don't think they want to. I think he's one of those guys that's not going to get moved. But I predicted the Giants if he does.
I just think they want a solution right now.
I do too.
And
but
he's not a solution.
I didn't know.
Right now.
I don't feel anyone. Like, I just didn't know, and I just know they want receivers. So I was like, I guess that's it. Like,
yeah, I mean,
I don't think he's getting traded.
I think it'd be a dumb move for them. But
the Giants?
I could see, for the Colts.
Yeah, it'd be a super dumb move.
Yeah, I think he's one of the players that I think teams should be going after most if he's available. But I put down the Ravens. I think they need that guy. They need the speed, size guy. Right now, they don't really have a guy like that. They have Hopkins, who's been great in a possession role. Zay Flowers is like a slot guy. He's got some speed, but you don't want him to be your vertical threat. And they don't really have any other good receivers, and I think
Rashad Bateman hate is untold.
Okay, he's a route runner.
Yeah,
I forgot about him.
You just
but
said
he's not been that good this year.
They're not getting him involved. He's been fine.
Their third receiver this year, so not that important to mention. But
yeah, well, Keon White's next. Who you got for Keon White?
This is a bit of a weird one. I think it makes sense for the Niners. I have put down the Lions. I think that one doesn't really make that much sense.
That makes no sense.
I think the Commanders should go after him if they want to add to their pass rush. I think he makes the most sense, but I don't think they end up doing that.
Nope.
So I went with the 49ers.
I went the 49ers as well. This is the guy I was talking about that this is the other 49er I put on here. This is the type of guy they like to go after. There's younger guys that maybe have some upside that they can develop. Maybe they can transform them. And I think that this is a guy that they would want to target. I could see them going after two pass rushers, but then get him and then maybe go get a Cam Jordan as well.
Yeah.
And so you have a now answer and a guy that maybe you can transform a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he's not that young, though. He's like, what, 27 at this point?
Is he that old?
Well, it's his third, is
I
it?
thought he was like
It's his
25.
third year.
He came in the league at 24?
I think so.
He's 26.
26?
So, I mean, pretty young.
I mean, he's about to turn 27. So
Not till the end of the season, but
not till the end of some team seasons.
the end of the season.
Some
For-
team seasons.
For your team, for sure.
Oh, that's a good one.
Well, you're not going to be in the Super Bowl, so
I mean, we might be. But yeah, he's turning 27
the end of
this
his season.
This season, he's turning 27. So he's not like that young. And he's only had
I mean,
like
that's pretty young if you're still
4
26
games of good play.
and you're a third-year player. Like, you're a young player.
I mean, yeah. When did I start? Oh, my throat's all messed up.
All right, well, let's move on to Geno Stone.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to end up getting traded.
No way. I watched him yesterday,
He's
bro.
so bad.
Worst play I've seen from a safety in a while. He's horrible. No team's going to want him. But,
The Jaguars want him, dude.
yeah, I mean, the
Andrew
Jaguars...
Wingard also made a dumb play. He was supposed to play the over-the-top safety, and for whatever reason, he cheated down and let Greg Newsome get cooked by JSN. Jaguars fans hate him.
Would you rather have a player that sucks and knows your system or a player that sucks and doesn't know your system?
One that could be better than sucking and doesn't know my system.
Well, that's not one of the options I gave you. Neither of them can be better
He
than
has to
sucking.
be better than Eric Murray or Andrew Wingard.
Bro, have you watched him? Geno Stone sucks. He hasn't been good since the Ravens days.
He was good. Well, yeah, his last year with the Ravens. That was about it.
And it was just because he got a lot of picks. That probably wasn't even that good. But people love picks, so... I don't know. Jaguars is the only option, but
Yeah.
he sucks.
They definitely make a move for a safety. I don't know if it's going to be him, but why
All right.
not?
And our last one, McKay really wanted to put this guy on here. He's not getting traded, but he wants to talk about him. So, Dameon Pierce, go ahead.
Okay, Dameon Pierce, no matter what the situation has been, he cannot get involved.
Nope.
They do not want to give him the ball, even though he averaged like 8 yards per carry last year.
That's not good enough.
An okay sample size. It wasn't like anything huge, but he had like 40 carries or something. I don't know. It was like a
He
decent amount of
showcased a
carries.
lot of potential.
Yeah. And he's going to be like the cheapest player to acquire because they hate him. They don't want to give him snaps. I think the Chargers should make a move for him because
That's a good
he
answer.
definitely, I don't know if he solves the running back issue right now, but he's going to definitely help. And he can end up being kind of like your second string behind.
I mean, he'd be the starter.
I can't think of his name. That's so embarrassing.
Vidal?
No. Dude, why am I so
Hampton?
stupid? Yeah, Hampton.
Oh, okay.
He'd serve as a backup to Hampton.
I thought you were
so.
saying he would be the backup to Vidal. I'm like, what are you talking about? He was starter.
He's definitely better than him, and I could also see the Chiefs. The Bengals' run game's been terrible, except for this week. So maybe they want to make a move for a guy to
Really concerning for the Steelers defense, by the way.
split the workload. I could also see the Bears. They could be an option.
I mean, Switch just had a huge game.
Yeah,
You don't move off of it
you don't
now.
move him right now, but if he doesn't have another big game, we just know he's terrible.
Yeah, I guess. But that is it for us. I guess I should say mine. Mine's the Chiefs. I just said them because they need a running back, and I don't think he's getting moved. So there's just no chance Dameon Pierce gets moved, really. But we'll see. That's it for us. If there's anybody else that we missed, anyone you think's getting traded, where they're going to go, let us know in the comments. If you made it this far in the video, though, it means you enjoyed it. So make sure you like it and subscribe. It would be a huge, huge help to us. We're really trying to grow right now, so it'd be much appreciated. And have a good one, everybody.